normally do intros like this, but I'm currently descending hundreds of feet into a cave that runs over 5 kilometers deep into the earth. And whether we like it or not, as soon as my friends and I touch the ground, we are officially stranded here for the next 7 days. That might have been the scariest thing I've ever done. First things first, we gotta get really far away from where we rappelled down.
Why?
If it storms, this entire area could flash flood, fill up like an ocean, and potentially drown us all. Which is why we're going deep into the cave to set up base camp.
Bro, this is just wicked. Dude, this is like a different world.
This cave entrance may be beautiful, but looks can be deceiving. We didn't know it yet, but the next 7 days will by far be the hardest of our entire lives. It's gonna get dark in a couple hours. If we don't have a camp, we're screwed, okay?
Do you have any idea where you're going?
We're just looking for flat ground to set up camp. Upon entering the mouth of the cave, we stumbled upon an area with high enough elevation to protect us from any flash flooding, meaning that it was perfect for camp.
Perfect is a crazy word.
Good enough is what I would use.
Good enough for camp. We spent the rest of day 1 grabbing our supplies that we were dropped with.
Each one of these bags weighs like 80 pounds.
And as you can see by the footage, we spent around 4 hours.
This is very hard to traverse.
Getting all of it back up to our base camp. All right, we've got some lights on in here. Our supplies are finally at our home base. And if you point the camera over there, you'll see it's pitch black. It took all day. And so we set up the bare minimum for camping grounds. We drilled holes to hang up some ropes. Grab these, pull yourself up. Looks like the ropes will be able to support hammocks. And with the help of our survival guide, Joel, we hung our hammocks. This thin rope is what holds up my hammock.
Yep.
Ate some dinner and prepared for a very cold night 1.
Not gonna lie, this hammock is way more comfortable than I thought it would be.
Hey. Oh, God.
Why is my head so big, bro?
This part of the cave is 2.5 kilometers deep, and we're basically camping at the entrance. Tomorrow, we have a lot of exploring. How'd you guys sleep?
Horribly.
I didn't. It's a very perplexing environment. The cave's constantly dripping water on us from above, so we put a tarp over us. But even still, the water's dripping into our hammocks.
I have an idea. Let's make our shelter actually good.
I say we connect these tarps so we stay dry while we're sleeping.
That's literally genius.
I'm not just a YouTuber, okay?
My hammock gets out right here. Are we serious right now? This is where I just got out of bed.
And we didn't realize it at the time, but this hole is almost 40 feet deep. So while Sean and I got started on the super tarp, Mac and Carl went to see how dangerous this hole was for themselves.
Do you see my hammock up there? That is where I slept. Now look at this.
And because everything looks the same, and it's probably pretty hard to follow us in this cave, on this map, you can see our home base and how far they're moving away from it.
All right, Mac. It's been real, bro. Oh, bro, this is crazy.
While the boys are randomly exploring, me and Sean actually have to work on the camp. Why is there a sleeping bag over here?
Because it smelled like pee.
Ew.
Lesson number 1, don't rent your sleeping bags.
Why did we rent sleeping bags? Why did we not just buy sleeping bags? We're zip tying the tarps together to create one mega tarp. Don't mind me just trusting this rope with my life. And meanwhile, Mac and Carl were still in a hole.
Oh my God, Mac.
And eventually, they finally made it to the bottom.
Hey!
We're supposed to be working on camp.
We just wanted to show how dangerous camp was.
Just don't fall. It's a skill issue.
Oh, okay.
And even though they should have been on their way back, Carl and Mac insisted on seeing how deep they could go.
Bro, this just looks so crazy.
You think you could make it through the river?
Well, little do these two know, this river actually runs throughout the entire cave, which means we'll be spending some time in it.
Oh, there they are.
Tell me you guys cooked.
Oh, we cooked.
That's right.
A new home, am I right?
Let's go.
We now have a roof.
Look at this. I'm not gonna lie, you're actually kind of gross.
And we moved the fire pit to this little cove we found. What do you think?
It's warmer. It's cozy.
These rocks trap the heat here and block the pee from the rocks above.
It's not pee.
What do I call it?
I don't know, maybe rain or something.
But it's not rain, it's rock.
Baby.
Wait, point it up. Do you see clouds? No, you see rocks. It's not rain.
Rock pee.
Rock pee.
Rock pee, fine.
All right, it's rock pee. And after a much drier night of sleep, we decided to have Joel, our survival expert, help us get all the way to the end of the cave. Cave!
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 Cave! Cave! Cave.
Let's see how deep in the cave we can make it. Now, keep in mind, we are still just at the beginning of this massive cave, and our goal is to make it all the way through it, without dying, of course. Oh my gosh, this is kind of steep.
Well, you ain't seen nothing yet.
We're going deep in the cave.
All right, boys, suck in your guts.
To where things get tight. I don't actually think I'm gonna fit. The interesting part about cave exploration is 1 second, you're barely fitting through cracks in the rocks.
Oh my God, this is so tight.
And then the next, you're in a massive chamber, so big that in order to see it all, we had to do this.
Woo! Oh my God!
I can actually see now. This is awesome. This thing is bright.
Woo!
Bro, look at how cool this is.
Yeah! It's so bright, I can't even look at it. I'm like getting blinded.
Oh no! Oh no! In hindsight, we probably didn't use that the most effectively.
Lead the way.
And so we continued on.
Feel free, there's a really good handle up the top
Right here?
there. And then you can sort of swing a foot around onto this one.
Like this?
Yeah, yep, perfect.
Joel, the best caving guide ever. No one's died yet.
All right, guys, this is where things get interesting.
What? What is this?
So from this point on, wetsuits, we're going for a swim.
Yesterday, Mac and Carl were joking about doing this, but the rest of this cave adventure takes place in a freezing river.
Oh my God, this is insane!
Meaning wetsuits are the only way to